What's going on, everybody? Happy Halloween Eve. Happy Thursday. Happy 10-Bit Live. Hope you're doing well. Good to see everybody. My name is Perry. I'm the host of This is My Bourbon Podcast and 10-Bit Live. It is very good to be here and very good to be back and very good to see everybody in the chat so far this evening. I am... yeah, it's showing everybody's usernames on YouTube for some strange, bizarre reason. Where did everybody go? What happened? As soon as I start talking, everybody left. It's fine. Everything's fine. But thank you so much for showing up tonight. If you're watching on the replay, thank you for checking it out. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please do. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you want to support the show, head to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. $5 a month. Bonus content. If you want to support the show while it's happening live, hit the Stream Elements link at the top of your chat or in the description below if you're on YouTube. For Snuffy Chats, it's in support. I think you have control over the names. I forgot to turn the comment on, by the way. Do I? How would that happen? It's a new option on YouTube? Hold on. I did not know about this. Community? No. Well, I don't know where I would go to figure this out. It's like on some streamers on YouTube and not on others. Wonder if it has to be before starting. I mean, but I handle everything for streaming through StreamYard, so I can do multi-stream. But I don't know where on the riveting as ever, I know. I don't know where on the back end I would figure this out. It doesn't matter. I'll figure it out another time. Sorry. We'll get there. We'll get there. Why don't you have your Twitch linked in, on your description? Like on YouTube? Or on, like, Instagram? Because I'm pretty sure I have it linked on Instagram. I don't know why I don't have it linked on YouTube. It's on my Instagram. I don't know. I should link it on YouTube, though. A very good point. But thank you for following on Twitch there, Shy Guy. And somebody named Crazy Beard followed the other day as well. Appreciate that. You can also sub on Twitch. Haven't been following? Yeah, I don't know. That's fine. You can also sub on Twitch for $6 a month. I do. It's not available till 11/11. That's all good. I do some video game streaming over on Twitch from time to time. I love Twitch. It's not the best platform, but they've had stuff going on recently, but I won't get into that. Anyway. Personal news, things have been going on this past week. Recorded the episode of the podcast is going to be coming out next week on Saturday night. And that means I recorded 2 episodes back to back in basically 2 days in a row, which I haven't done in a long time. I think you guys are going to really enjoy next week's episode. It is not on bourbon. It is on a different spirit altogether. But it is quite fun. Woo! I have some international guests on the show. I've been a regular lurker on live stream fail sub, and the drama this last month has been wild. Don't invest too much on what is on live stream fail, because so much of that stuff is out of context. So much, even like stuff that seems like it's directly in context is not, unfortunately. Not standing up, not trying to be parasocial, but like even stuff that is pro some of the streamers on there, it's not even like it's not always. It's usually clipped. My barrel ring gonna be way late. I apologize for that. I prefer YouTube Live mostly due to it being easier to run on a second monitor over other stuff. TBF, Hassan, Doggate, Imiru at TwitchCon, Mizkif being a creep, I believe, are all legit. I'm not gonna get into any of it. Not getting into any of it. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about we don't need any hater flood. But yeah, next week's episode is a lot of fun. It is quite different. But also has like an old school sense of the podcast too, which I think some long-term listeners of the show are going to enjoy. Which is great. And I think you're going to find something for everyone in there. Otherwise, though, not really much of anything. Government's still shut down, of course. I still got a job. Dog's barking for some reason. I don't know why. Got to meet up with my wife's coworker's husband, who got me into bourbon 3 years ago. Again, for the first time in 3 years. We had a fun time, and I got to return the favor with tons of good stuff. That's awesome. Sounds incredible. I need to pour something. Let's do this. He told me I got to come over and drink his Eagle Rare 17 from 2006. Holy moly. I've just been enjoying this Four Roses pick recently. It's an OBSQ. It's 11 years, 2 months. From May of this year. I'm pretty sure this was my birthday gift from Perry Ritter. 115.2 proof. He's in his later 40s, early 50s, and has been into bourbon for decades now and has some rare-ass bottles from the 2000s. Nice. I absolutely adore Four Roses. It's a very, like, creamy light. Not super light, but as far as, like, what I was expecting from an 11-year Four Roses pick, I would have thought it would have been a little bit darker. But honestly, it's a little more refreshing in some capacities. The Stellum Barrel Proof I'm drinking is the best $20 bourbon ever. Stellum is really quite good for what it is. Did they discontinue Stellum? I think they did in favor of a different product line for barrel. If you love it so much, why don't you buy it? Yeah, they replaced it, I think, with the Foundation series for barrel. They've got Foundation single barrels now? Are you serious? Well, come get some 5-year MGP, everybody. You want to know a inside baseball? I did an interview with somebody for Stellum years ago, and I totally just forgot about it. Like, I never put it out. Like, we recorded it. It was a good interview. And I just completely forgot to put it out. Like, I got distracted with other episodes. And it just it never happened. Post that shit. I might just post it for Patreon because it's completely irrelevant now. It has, I mean, Stellum as a brand is dead. And the interview is, I think I could probably pull up exactly where that interview is. Hold on. iCloud Drive. Oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe I lost it. If that's the case, that's even funnier. Yeah. I think I've lost it. I missed last week's stream because we're in the middle of a long 40K game. It's all good. It happens. Anyway. I'm going to take another sip. Yeah, I was the deciding factor on that one interview of whether or not Stellum was going to whether Stellum was going to continue. All right. Let's get into the news, which is a little light this week. I'm gonna be honest with you. The bourbon news is moving at a bit of a slower pace these days. Oddly enough. But we're going to start in Owensboro, Kentucky. You have probably seen these salute to service 250th anniversary U.S. Army bottles popping up around the country, but they are now offering a free personalized label for service members, which can be claimed in person at the Green River Distilling Company in Owensboro or at Green River's Whiskey Rotation Room in Louisville, Kentucky. But you can also get them online throughout the end of the year. The bottle itself is $50, and it's 111.1 proof as a nod to Veterans Day. And it's a small batch selection of 4 to 7 year old barrels. It's weird it being slow at this time of the year. Avoided all those bottles I've seen. Yeah, I mean, it is a little strange that the news is kind of slow, but with the shutdown and there not being a whole lot of new releases being processed, which actually we'll talk about here in a little bit, things are just not operating at full capacity, and it is coming up on release season. You're right; things are going to pick up, I imagine. But currently we're just a little bit dry. So cool thing for veterans if they want to check this out. Nice little piece of memorialization. We had covered this back when it was first announced, back when the TTB label was processed and everything. And you're probably seeing reviews. You're probably seeing this bottle get shared on social media now. But Knob Creek's 21-year-old bourbon at 100 proof is being released. It is the oldest whiskey ever from Jim Beam. It continues on with the 12, the 15, and the 18. There is a rumor going around right now that the next release is going to be 27 years old. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, but that's what I've seen in one or two spots online. It matches the, of course, mash bill of 75, 13, 12. Is that right? That doesn't seem right. I'm not so sure about that. 12-year-old Knob Creek is already nothing short of an oak bomb. Is this just pure tannins, make your mouth dry up and pucker? Probably, but here's the deal. I love a good oaky bourbon. This very likely was made for somebody like me. I'm not saying that it is going to receive a perfect score or anything. It probably wouldn't, but I love the 18-year-old bourbon from Knob Creek. I think it's fantastic. I do think that an extra 3 years is going to be a lot when you take into account just how oaky the 18-year is. I love an oaky boy too. I think we talked about I prefer oak and caramel over fruity soft. I'm kind of the same way. I love a good balance. Excuse me. But I think the price point for 18 years is expensive for what it is. I actually think the 18 years priced at a pretty solid spot. $250 for the 21 year is a bit high, in my opinion. It's probably, you know what? Actually, it's probably right on the money, considering the market. But Knob Creek 15 is perfect. It's quite a good bourbon. But all that being said, At work, just listening. Carry on as usual. Hello, Joseph Brazo. Good to see you. When we first laid this 21-year batch to rest, we weren't chasing any specific age statement. We were just focused on crafting a great bourbon for our fans, just like we always do. Freddie No, Beam's 8th generation master distiller, said in a statement, when I asked these barrels, when I asked these barrels. Freddie No, the barrel whisperer. Y'all ready yet? You want to come out of hiding? I'm going to pick you up, okay? When I tasted these barrels, I knew they'd reached their peak. After decades in the rack house, the liquid developed a richness and balance that told us time had done its job and done it well. That's what makes this release special. It's bold, full of character, and true to what Knob Creek stands for. Most of them spent their time aging on the lower floors of the rack houses, and that was by design. Down there, the conditions let the bourbon age slow for more than 2 decades, building depth and character without becoming too oaky. EC18 is honestly the most overrated, overpriced bourbon I've had. Elijah Craig 18 is pretty good, but it's not. I'm never like blown away by it. Talk to them oak staves. Whisper sweet nothings to impart the sugar in each pour. But yeah, that's Knob Creek 21 year. I'm probably not going. I'd be looking more for a media sample than actually picking up one of these bottles at the moment. But I wouldn't be upset with having one. Jason Coates, holy moly. How the heck are you? Super good to see you. Hope you're having a good week. We got the newest release of Remus Gatsby Reserve on the way as well. 15-year-old cast strength bourbon. I hope when you blow up and become as popular as XQC, you still remember to read chat like you do now. Yes, because I want to be XQC one day. I'm great. How are bourbon things? They are fantastic. Bourbon things are absolutely wonderful. I've not had Gatsby Reserves. Are they worth the hunt? Gatsby Reserve is usually a fantastic bourbon. It's still like, MGP, but with enough bourbon in you, you'll sound just like XQC. The price point can be a bit of a deterrent for some people, $200, but it does kind of read like some of the higher end MGP that is out there. That's my personal read on it. But it's released to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the publication of The Great Gatsby, and it's bottled at 102.8 proof. It's a beautiful bottle, too. I mean, truly. I think it's gorgeous. That Art Deco vibe. So we shall see. Again, these higher end price bottles. $200 for 102 proof is Perry is gorgeous. Oh, thank you. So, Saturday night, I was setting up to record, and I get a ping on my phone, and it's from Eric. I'm like, I wonder what, he's Saturday night's UK football game. I'm like, he's probably tailgating or whatever. I open it up, and it's a selfie of him with my parents at the UK football game tailgate. And like, it's not abnormal for you to go to, because it's, not a giant parking lot. And I was like, first of all, I haven't seen Eric since May, since he left the show. Finished my work in GTA. I just got abducted by aliens and escaped the underground base. My attention is fully on the stream now. I haven't seen him since May. And like 2 days before this, I had texted him and I was like, miss you, would love to see you. And in the back of my mind, and I had already made these plans for Saturday night to record. And in the back of my mind, I was like, I kind of wish that we had gone to tailgate. And lo and behold, if we had, we would have run into Eric and his buddy Tony, who is from San Diego. Is Stoops still at UK? My dad's cool with the Stoops family. He is there. Also, Jake Miller, good to see you. Stoops is there for now. He is currently 0-5 in the SEC, which puts him at like a 2 what's he at? Like a 2-5 or 2-7 or something. I mean, he's had a terrible. Mike, it's funny that you say this. I think this was their subtle way of telling you Eric is their son now. I look at this picture and I text him back and I was like, oh, I'm so bummed I didn't get to see you and everything. And then like 5 minutes later, he FaceTimes me. And he goes, I just want to let you know that I'm their son now. He goes, I'm part of the family now. We're all going to Thanksgiving together. It was so funny. And the reason I'm telling this story now is because of Shy Guy's Perry is gorgeous comment. Because Eric looks at me and he goes, your hair looks really good right now. I was like, well, thanks, man. And he's like, why did your hair get better after I left the show? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, he goes, I leave the show and your hair gets better. And I was like, well, I think I was just kind of in an awkward spot with it and everything. And it just by the time he left, it just, it was ready to grow out and everything. And he leans into the camera. So that's that awkward thing where like it's kind of almost like leaned down. He's like, I want your hair. And my 5-year-old at that moment like comes up to the screen and sees him. And he's like, oh, hi, Eden. Just a complete 180. And then it like, shows my parents too, because, it's his, her grandparents and everything. But like the last thing he says before he hangs up on me is like, I want your hair. Deet, deet, deet. Stoops boys have some history with my school too. What a football family. Live a whole state away from all my besties growing up. It's nice to see them IRL, but I still keep hanging with them online. Hopefully, we both get a chance to see them in 3 weeks. See him in 3 weeks. I am hoping so. My schedule that day is a bit crazy, but we will figure it out. It puts the conditioner on its hair. That is some luscious hair. Thank you. Eric would be happy with hair, period. Do you remember when he tried to grow out his hair a couple years ago and it only got to like 1/8 of an inch? He's jealous you've become a model for bourbon fans. Tony, I'm not writing it off just yet. I'm just letting you know that Eden has 2 dance recitals that day, and Lucy has a bridal shower to go to. So things are gonna be a little nuts. But I am keeping my fingers crossed that I will be able to make it. I'm enjoying being bald now. I was really big on my hair, but it thinned out, and now I'm happy being bald. I need to go on like Nutrafol though, because I saw a picture of myself from 2019, and no joke, my hairline was like here. So my hairline has receded quite a bit since then. I mean, I have plenty of hair. I shave mine as soon as it's long enough to look like hair. At this point, balding would just be a time saver. But not your beard. I'm not shaving my beard. I have an alternative plan we can talk about in private. Okay. What's up, Sugar Kitty? Yeah, beard's not going away. Last time I shaved my beard was for Movember, when I just had a mustache, and not great. I caught this, by the way, while I was looking up information for tonight's stream. It is normal for your hairline to go back 6 to 8 centimeters from 18 to 35. So if my hairline was here, was this 6 to 8 centimeters? I mean, okay, maybe it wasn't like here. But it feels like it receded a lot. The chat blocked it? What did you say? When your hairline recedes all the way, how come it doesn't travel all the way down your back? That would be like its only benefit ever. I can tell your receding hairline is bad. You should shave it off and give it to me for safekeeping. Also, maybe you should give me your skin too. Make sure to lotion it first. Centimeters, we use freedom units here in America. Hey, what's going on, Emily? How are you? Good to see you. I see it. I'm not seeing whatever it was that Clifton said. Thrasher. What's going on, brother? How are you? Bald by choice. It's Thrasher. You make me come in modding. I'm sorry. How are you the only mod? No, there's Sugar Kitty in here too. Anyway, Single Cask Nation has a new bottle. I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. I don't love this. It looks like candy, like gum packaging. I don't like it either. From 18 to 21, I thought I was losing my hair. When it went back, it stopped since, and has been the same the last decade. Well, there you go. Why isn't Clifton a mod? I don't know. That Balmore looks banging. Not in love with the design either. Mods? Do we need mods? The bottle does look like trash, I think. It looks like the cover on one of those totally 90s dance hits CDs. That is 100% accurate. That is absolutely what it looks like. I hate overly masculine bro dog old man bottle designs, but I also hate just ugly designs too. I mean, this toes the line between like it does okay, it doesn't even toe the line. It just goes in the complete wrong direction and is so like overly designed to the point where it doesn't represent the brand as it was. And I mean, that is what a redesign is. I understand. But it's like unidentifiable from what the brand was. Now this is Single Cask Nation. Either that or it's an Orville Redenbacher bottle. It does kind of feel like that. Wrench, Cliffy, and Tony, they seem trainable. Done. I can give you a reason to need mods. Let's not. And here's the other thing about this. Single cask Fieri Nation. Or don't, no pressure. I already did. Here's the other thing about this too. Everything that they were doing on this label that they're highlighting, they were basically doing already with their bottles. Like, I can't think of a single thing that changed enough. Hold on. Let me pull this up. I mean, this is like a really solid label. The bottle looks like a Mr. Beast thumbnail. How can we get Perry canceled today? Let's not. You already tried to get me to comment on all the Twitch drama that's happened over the past few weeks. That one is gorgeous. This bottle is insane. This is so pretty. And past like this side has all of the information that is here. Oh, sorry. Beyond what you already have on the front of the label. This is just so much more creative. It has... Their old look was classic and premium. 100%. Everyone gets a timeout. I mean, this stands out in the correct way, whereas this one stands out in the incorrect way. Single Cask Nation has always had it, and as Clifton put it, a classic and premium feel to it, whereas now it feels like a chewing gum brand. I actually appreciate a stodgy label in Scotch. It's appropriate. I always think they look weird and awkward when they try to go hip. Chaos stream, no canceling. I am shocked someone would try to bring up Twitch drama. I mean, it was basically my own doing because I was talking about Twitch as a platform. Thrasher! Love being able to catch you live, Perry. Appreciate you, Thrasher. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the $10 Snuffy chat. You can see this at the top right or left-hand side of your screen. If you also want to be like Thrasher, hit the Snuffy chat link. But what I'm saying is that Shy Guy brought up what's been going on Twitch, and I don't want to comment on it. IBs should have a go. Juicy fruit to be good though. Juicy fruit flavor is jackfruit flavor, really? Shocked was a pun? Oh, come on. That was good. That was a good one. I don't even watch Twitch anymore. I just know their names in passing. I mean, I don't. Never mind. Anyway, back to this crap. Our loyal whiskey fans, those we lovingly refer to as the nation, some of whom have been with us since we started almost 15 years ago, expect us to uncover the unexpected and the very best, said Joshua Houghton, co-founder of Single Cask Nation. With the redesign, we wanted to celebrate them by putting the nation front and center. Each bottle features caricatures of real members who have helped us to become the successful independent bottlers we are today. It's our way of saying thank you and raising a glass right back to the community that was part of our growth and made this all possible. I only know one Twitch drama, and it was about that Twitch drama. My dad told me someone that did that to a dog. It made it to the local news. Oh, my God. Just... It's so dumb. I'm literally going to be buying a KBBQ finished bourbon tomorrow, so I'm down for all the funky fun stuff. I understand what they're going for, but there is a way to do this that doesn't feel like they stepped so far out of this. Like the darker labels, the more high contrast images that they use, I think is better for their branding overall. And really going with this like juicy fruit imagery, it just doesn't work. Dustin, what's going on, brother? How are you? Let's just move on. Apparently, due to reporting that came out today, Wild Turkey had a really good previous quarter. 4.4% overall growth of sales, with adjusted earnings up 19%, which beat expectations. The company is saying that this new campaign is what drove their increased sales, including Russell's in the U.S. and South Korea. But yeah, specifically this new ad campaign, I don't think that that's something that can be measured. So zero thought went into the label. Oh, yeah. I just bought a Single Cask Nation bottle drunk last night. I love the folks at Single Cask Nation. I bought more of their stuff in the last few months than ever, but man, I'm not loving that label. Yeah. Wild Turkey and Jack Daniels can steal some Four Roses fans with sale rumors. Well, let's we'll get to that. But I don't think that you can attribute your sales for an entire quarter with an ad campaign that came out like 2 weeks ago. Like, honestly, I mean, it was longer than 2 weeks ago. But do you see my point? Like, this just doesn't make any, that reasoning doesn't make any sense to me. It's so dumb. Like, I think that people are still buying Wild Turkey because it is Wild Turkey. This is the same argument I always make about Wild Turkey. It is an affordable brand that has not changed many things and will still be affordable and on the shelf in its main capacity. The $12 million campaign, which launched in the U.S. in September. See, they're talking about the entire third quarter, and they're just focusing on this campaign that launched last month. It will roll out in Japan next and expand to Australia, South Korea, and other markets in 2026. Apparently MGP is doing all right as well. Overall sales were down 18.9%, but they're anticipating. You're not a pointy man. Sales for Wild Turkey are going to be good because Rare Breed's still under $70. Yeah. Wild Turkey is killing itself with the high price bottles and marketing. I understand what you're saying here, Dustin. I'm gonna give more guff to Campari than I am with Wild Turkey. In this case, Bike and Bourbon, what's going on? I truly don't think, because the high priced bottles. I mean, we had Master's Keep prior to Campari is Wild Turkey. I know, but Campari is their parent company and is likely the one making the boss calls for their price increases. Yeah, this is my point. Parent companies and shareholders are ruining businesses in general. They're not consumers' friends. Not a Russell's fan at all, but Rare Breed, get my credit card out as a mainstay. I love all things Wild Turkey. But my argument is just that if we're going to focus on the premiumization of Wild Turkey, I really don't think that's happening in Lawrenceburg. I think that's coming more from the Campari side of things. I think it's easy to say that, and I understand that there is a line here that has to be drawn in terms of, like, yes, Wild Turkey does have to sign off on things like this, but at the end of the day, I mean, you know, they were a major brand that was bought by a large parent company that was going to want to, you know, earn back on their investment. And they had to introduce these insane premium products that there really was no, like, call for in terms of the price hike. But as long as they're owned by Campari, they're the same and they're killing the long term of the brand. Who cares who does it? It's death to the brand. I mean, I understand that. And you're not wrong, but I think that the lifeblood of Wild Turkey is still Turkey 101 and Rare Breed. And as long as those products remain affordable and readily accessible, there is still a longevity that is in place. I don't think... I think the comings and goings of a product like Master's Keep are not going to largely affect what we see as an effect on the bottom line of Wild Turkey. And I think that their shelf standard offerings are going to be the most effective for their earnings. Whew! I think I smell smoke. It's leaking out of my ears. Bottles matter, though, because 101 is not the same since Wild Turkey changed it. Yes, I agree. But it still remains one of their most popular products, and I think that when you have a largely uninformed consumer base, it doesn't matter. They're still going to drink it. I mean, we are in this community, and largely on the whiskey tube side of things, the 1% of consumers who are taking the time to focus on the minutia of what a bottle tastes like when we buy it, right? Most people are buying bottles of bourbon because it is a bottle of bourbon that is their regular offerings. They're not changing it up. They're not going to things because it's new and exciting, and they've gone online and found reviews for it from a content creator or anything. Their daddy drank it, their granddaddy drank it. That's just the way it always is. And even though it is, you know, there has been some change, it's still likely going to be at roughly the same price point, and is going to be at their corner liquor store or even the big box liquor store, and regularly stocked, right? And in this case, that's what Wild Turkey 101 is to a lot of people. Diageo is the mega brand in Scotch and now in a lot of bourbon/American, and their CEO created the whole premiumization stuff. And she just got fired. That's awesome. that's incredible. How does this not make the title and thumbnail? Because I was trying to have fun tonight. I feel like Turkey's stuff just goes through cycles. 5 years ago, the 101 and Rare Breed were punching above their weight. These days, Russell's 10 and Single Barrel are singing. I agree. The thing is, premium bottles historically were halo products. Today, those bottles offend people. It's a problem. 100%. 100%. And I think that cycle will change, too. Outside the 1%ers, 101 is looked at as trash whiskey from frat days. Absolutely. Turkey high prices for their allocated bottles are tough, but compared to the other distilleries, they're kind of more available to pick up at the MSRP. That is an accurate read of things. But younger consumers drink less, and that's an issue. I mean, that is also not confined to the bourbon industry either. I mean, that's just an alcohol industry-wide problem in general. That's something that we've seen across the board. And it's not just younger drinkers either. I mean, there are plenty of millennials, there are plenty of Gen Xers, boomers who are also drinking less since the pandemic. Older 101s were definitely better. I think that's fair. There's nothing wrong with people not drinking alcohol. It's an issue for the market, but not for humanity. Yeah, 100%. Not a massive 101 fan either. Honestly, give me OGD Bonded in that price tier. Rare Breed is used to be a go-to, though. Benny's has had to devote an entire aisle to THC seltzers now. THC seltzers are on the come up, and it is inevitable that I will wind up doing an episode of the podcast just on THC seltzers. Episode 420 is not that far away. It is not that far away. Honestly, Rare Breed and Turkey 8. Gross orange for me on recent bottle. Interesting. The early marketing for Woodford was expensive because we're better. I've still never had a THC seltzer. They're quite nice. All right, let's talk about a distillery that look, here's my proposal. 200,000 of us definitely have $5, right? If 200,000 of us all pool $5 each, we could have our own distillery. Right? Right? Nobody's... Okay. Hello? Brian, hi. Better late than never. Am I allowed to swear now? I mean, sure. Why not? THC, the worst part of being drunk. I'm in for $5. We need a White Claw review night? Why not? Why not? I'm in. I own 1 to the trillionth decimal point % of Four Roses. Sure, I'm in at $5. You post the 1,999,999,990, and I'll post the $10. But I think your math is off a little bit. What did I say? 200,000? I meant 200 million. I'm sorry. I'll put in $100 to be majority owner. Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant 200 million. There you go. I knew the math and I just said it wrong. Okay. I agree, but I manage all the single barrels for quality control purposes. Yeah, anybody heard from Jake in a while? Anybody heard from Jake? Anybody know where he? Last I heard, he was in the Rick House up the hill. Anybody go check on him? Oh God, he's rolling down the hill. Can we do math? 1 billion value. I mean, that's what they've priced it at. I think you're overselling it. Stop premiumizing the distillery at that upscale $5 price. I'm in for 2 cents though. If we buy it, can we all just go get wasted daily for like a year off the older barrels? I swear it's good for your health. AI says Four Roses makes $70 million a year. Well, if AI says it, then it's got to be right. Now, we haven't been given a particular reason as to why. Well, it does say in the article that it's about 70 million adjusted annually. So, now I hear that you're asking $1 billion for this distillery, but it says you make 70 million on them annually. I will counter your $1 billion by offering $71 million. We've not been given a reason in particular why Kieran is selling Four Roses, but according to the Financial Times, it's being sold. It does kind of seem like it's a little bit of hearsay, but 650 million is my offer max. Do the math at 770 mil. What the multiple is at that valuation? That's horrid. They want to get into the pharma industry. Apparently, the sales are 0.2% down from last year. Now that's negotiating. It's a booze and pharmaceutical business per the FT article. Yeah, there we go. So, we'll see. It's one of those ongoing stories that we just got to kind of keep track of for the time being. Alcohol sales are down 20 overall, though, which is why they may win out. I mean, that's fair. But did they really buy them in 2002 for 165 million? Dog, that ROI is crazy. That is an insane ROI if they actually get $1 billion for what they paid in 2002. Sadly, Four Roses is my favorite bourbon distillery right now. I mean, that's not an unfair assessment either. They are doing incredible stuff. And then last but not least, for the news. Here we all thinking that Garrett County Distilling was, just kind of dealing with things as they were, and they were trying to figure out their legal situation. But unfortunately, they've got new legal issues that they are facing right now. They are being sued by the Kentucky Distillers Association for not paying their dues to the KDA for almost $94,000. This stupid distillery has just Kentucky Dillers. Did I say that? Kentucky Distillers Association. Is court for bourbon-related things just a taste-off? Pour for pour. Kill deaths assists. Is that a rye whiskey? Yeah, it's got notes of distillers. This distillery, I mean, it is insane. Why would there be an association with dues? So it is part of how they get on the bourbon trail. right? So there are all of these different, it's one expensive HOA monthly bill. There's all these different regulations, of course, for how you get on the bourbon trail or the craft distillery trail, craft bourbon trail. Part of it is that on the different levels, you pay a certain amount of money every year. And I guess this number has changed or is different from what I have been told in the past. I was under the impression that for the and the Kentucky Distillers Association is who is in charge of the operations of the bourbon trail and the craft bourbon trail, and they are the ones that collect the dues for both trails. From what I understood in the past, the craft bourbon trail members were supposed to pay $50K a year in dues, and the main bourbon trail was $100K in dues every year. So it just seems like, on top of not paying their investors and not being able to deliver on barrels, not paying construction, and having just poor behind-the-scenes operations in general, they also were just straight up not paying their dues to the Kentucky Distillers Association. Just so fun. I went to so many bourbon distilleries that were on the bourbon trail but couldn't find one of those bourbon trail books until I got near the end of my trail. Four Roses. Make them the haunted house of the bourbon trail. Oh. Secondary question, what does the trail even do? I've been to every major distillery on my own. It's a more organized way of just visiting distilleries in general. It's not really anything beyond that. You get a little booklet, you get the stamps. You get through it used to be that once you got through all of it, if you got a stamp in your booklet from every distillery that was on the trail, you got like a Tim Bipp is an advertiser for the KDA. I am not. But I just know a lot about it because I've known a lot of people that have worked there. And it's a byproduct of having been on the content creator side of things for the past 8 years. You just wind up hearing a lot about everything that goes on behind the scenes. But it's basically just a way to get better advertising for your distilleries. That's it. I mean, it's not really a necessity for distilleries. It's just an extra boost in it's just an extra boost in your public profile. Anyway, it's just, I cannot believe that there's yet another legal motion against daggum Garrett County. By the time it's all said and done, I guarantee you that they will be so far in the hole, they will not be able to open another business if they wanted to. I highly doubt it. Bardstown got every penny from that trail marketing. Oh, 100%. They make money hand over fist at Bardstown Bourbon Company. But then you take somebody like Buffalo Trace, who is not on the Bourbon Trail, for a few reasons. One, because they don't need to. They don't need to be. They're so popular. And it's not that these other distilleries aren't as popular as Buffalo Trace is, but the marketing kind of operates on its own for Buffalo Trace. And it keeps you from having to pay for your tours when you go to Buffalo Trace, right? So when you so think about it. Go to a distillery on the Bourbon Trail. Just take Four Roses, for example. What do you have to do when you go there for a tour? You have to pay, right? It's not a free tour. It's what, like $20, $25 for a tour? I don't remember. It's been a while since I've done a tour at one of the major distilleries. Four Roses has a beautiful gift shop. They do. Buffalo Trace, on the other hand, their general tour and tasting is free. It's complimentary. Why? Pay for a chance to pay for a cool bottle? Maybe. Reason really behind it is because they're never paid for a tour. Well, aren't you lucky? The reason behind it is because they're trying to make up for those dues that they pay to the KDA, despite the fact that they are paying for, or they are making money from, revenue on bottle sales. The whole point is there's a balance between it. Never paid for a Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, mostly because I haven't found one. I've bought 2 in the past, and they are long gone. That was when did I get those? 2017 and 2018? Have not had those in a long, long time. Never had a BTAC bottle? That was one of those early, podcast content. Kind of FOMO-y, too. I know it's probably a law, but if I pay for a tour, I want it waived if I buy a bottle or 2, or at least a discount. That's what wineries do here in NorCal. I don't think that there's any kind of, law against that in Kentucky. I can't think of a reason. So, but I went on tours back in 2011. I went on tours back in 2011-ish. Didn't pay anything. Things have changed since then. Tours can be kind of expensive. There are some where it's literally like $30 for just their standard tour, and it winds up being that you're paying for more than just the experience itself. You're paying for the pours that are at the end of the tour itself. So moving into the, it's nuts. We're going to move into the REESE'S pairing. Just getting everything poured up. First one was Turkey 101, which everybody in the chat loves. I've also got Old Hamer 10 because I wanted to go with something different. 99% corn, 1% malted barley. 100 proof. 2011 was 2 years after the boom started. Likely did not figure out how much people would pay for it. True. Pitch this. Try something actually good. Chad? Nobody asked you. Also, hi, Chad. Good to see you. I'm going to be at Old Hammer West Fork tomorrow. Nice. They're the ones releasing the KBBQ sauce finished bourbon. Interesting. Thank you for not pronouncing it like some crazy southerner. Reese's? No, it's Reese's. I live 10 minutes down the road from them. Dang. I like the Old Hamer 10. Also, I have to open this this rare character rye that's going into the flight. Have their master distiller cell number? Nice. You literally just said, what should I try? Did I? This is the first time I've tried the Rare Character Rye limited release batch 6. 123.6 proof. And then I got an old standby Knob Creek single barrel. Nine and a half years. All right. I've gotten very fast at opening rare character bottles. Like, way faster than I was. Your breasts are nice. Oh, that's from Kyle. Thanks, Kyle. My work computer is dying. Jeez. How are Reese's cups 200 calories per cup? How even? Yeah, Kyle Whippert. Peanut butter consists mostly of fat. I mean, true. Man stole Halloween candy from a child. Oh, I did not. I ran I ran down to the gas station. I ran down to the gas station. Come on, man. All right. It's pristine. You ran down a kid for some chocolate. I will not be slandered. Any further. I'm not all going to go grab something to eat and steal some Reese's that my wife purchased for all the kiddies tomorrow. Thrasher, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the snuffy chat. It was so good to see you. I hope you have a great night. Eat some good food. I hope to see you here next week. Ever wonder why it's called a snuffy chat? Yes. Don't get chocolate wasted. I'm going to feel it. Because it's Snuffleupagus. We named it after him. Snuffy Chats. Yeah, he's the patron saint of Timbit Live. It would be chocolate wasted. That's good. Tim Bip already got plenty of waste. Dude, come on. Need to be a full dip into the whiskey. I'll do you one better. The Whiskey Mutant pour over. Shake it on cam. $5 is $5. The pour over, no matter what, is the superior way. Can he sue his new brother? Is the superior way to pair products. The great thing about mostly spilling barrel proof is if you spill it, it evaporates. Back that thing up. We should give kids these pour overs. That's hilarious. Y'all know the Patton Oswalt bit about when he talks about how it was like right after Ratatouille came out. That should be a t-shirt. And he was talking about trying to enjoy smoking weed on Halloween, but he was worried that he was going to say something weird to kids that came up to him dressed as Remy. You know what I'm talking about? An anonymous $5 tipper. It was Shy Guy. Truly, $5 is $5. You like Remy's? All right. Donated that, hoping it would say horny hours. I should set up donation alerts. So, never had one, Chad. All right, let's try the old Hamer. The turkey was great. Where's my stream AI voice clearance? For only $5 a chat, you too could save a Perry TT. I'm just going to take a sip of the old Hamer first. We're just testing which one pairs the best. Hamer? I hardly know her. For Halloween, I was a pothead lit up in front of kids to go with the gimmick. I got you already, Chad. I wish they'd release it at barrel proof. I do too. I think it's good at 100 proof. I think it would have been it. I think it would have been great at barrel proof. No. No. It's too sweet. 99.1 is whack. I love 99. You know what I had tonight? I don't think it's nearby. But the a rare character 99.1 that is phenomenal. I had like 12 other barrel proof 10-year Hamers now in tastings. Even had my own Hamer barrel pick. And it was great. That's awesome. Maybe the pour over is better. I did do the pour over. You just couldn't see it because I made a mess. I made such a mess last time that I didn't want to do that again. I'll show the pour over again this time. It legit made such a mess. Legitness. Okay, here's the rare character Rye. Oh, I didn't tell people where I got the idea from, Tony. It was you. I was texting with Tony earlier, and he said, it'd be a cool idea for a stream is you try to figure out, different brands or different types of whiskeys. What goes best? And I was like, you know what, Tony? That sounds like a really good idea. Looks like my message was disapproved. I can't see it from StreamYard. He's making sure his crotch is covered in bourbon for later. With Reese's, the original good ones are old, better chocolate. Now they only use the good chocolates for holiday releases. That is true. Really? West Fork Old Hamer does chocolate bourbon pairing events all the time. Oh, my keyboard's asleep. I fixed it, I think. Another mod has beat me to every decision so far. Honestly, if we had kids, I'd probably introduce them to bourbon in their teens. Only good stuff and no getting wasted. There you go. A bourbon cream and cereal pairing would be fun. How much to goon on cam? Perry's nickname in high school was Bourbon Cream. Tony, I love you, but you got to speed up. Oh, I ruined this. I ruined that piece of Reese's because it was just sitting in the old Hamer. This is a pick name with the Hamburglar, but he's been photoshopped to look like he's a bourbon thief. It on my first day. I know this is supposed to say it's my first day, Tony, but it got very Italian. It on my first day. Oh, Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Bourbon Cream? I know Shy Guys said Bourbon Cream and Cocoa Puffs. Old Hamer ruined Reese's. I just can't get over it. It's my first day. All right. I got to get back to the rye. I don't know how this is going to work with a Reese's cup. I'll be honest with you. It's not going to make any sense. It's really not. We'll see. Bro looking like Chef Boyardee tonight. I never eat candy with bourbon because it really ruins my palate. That's fine. I mean, I'm not doing anything serious. It's fun, you know? I want my kid's name to stand out. Name him after the month he was born. So the rye mostly just made it like boozy until somewhere around, and the only way I can think about talking about this is like the finish when it added some mint into it. Made you say it wrong. Sweets are the only thing I like to pair with bourbon. Thanks a lot, Eric. I love a good steak and like a double-digit aged bourbon. Hi, Rye. That's the way to go. Jeffrey Whack. Hello, friend. They always love when the finish is mint. That is true. What bourbon that you currently own and have in reach is the bourbon you haven't had in a long time, like longest time since you've had a pour? Wilderness Trail 8-year. High rye bourbon. This is dusty. I mean, it's not a dusty, but it's just got a lot of dust on it. I don't know why either. My brother-in-law wanted my nephew to have a Viking name. He wanted Thor, and my sister wanted him to settle for Levi. What was the compromise there? I want you to have a pour of it and rate it right now to see how much it might have changed. Okay. Yeah, it got a perfect score when we first rated it. I love that there's no distinction between what's me and what's Kyle now. There never is. Hang on. Pitch this, learn Viking names. Okay, Levi was the compromise. I got you. Now, this is not still a perfect score for me. It was at the time. The nose is a 3.5. How do my Wednesdays in December look? Like I'm going to be playing Mario Kart with you. How's the 17th? There we go. Yeah, dude. Yeah, text me. Down to a 3.5? Yes. Palate is only down to a 4. Here's the thing, though. This is after having other things to drink. I mean, but the very last thing I had was a cast strength rye. And also, I mean, this bottle is probably too low now. I mean, it's gotten very aerated. When we reviewed it, it was a fresh crack. Because the finish is now just nothing but ethanol. Like, it would... Same bottle, yeah. That's a band name, nothing but ethanol. Papa Ritter. I'm on my second or maybe third. Yeah, I just I held on to it for too long, I think. Mostly because it's signed. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, it's I think I just need to finish that bottle now. Honestly. I think I also gave it a lot of praise. If Haley had signed mine, I wouldn't have opened it. Oh. All right. So the Turkey 101 was really good. It was a no-go on the Hamer. The rear character was surprising. I have a feeling I know how the Knob Creek's going to go. Unless this is just not a good pick. Good pick. It's all right. Where else would I be? I got a dadgum blue wrench now. That's the bourbon cream idea could be a little pricey, so I would actually not recommend it. I mean, if I stick with one bourbon cream and just do a bunch of other, like, if I get like little boxes of cereal, it wouldn't be too pricey, I don't think. I don't know. I mean, I don't think this is happening like next week. Are you being Chad? Are you being fed lines now? Hang on. Y'all good? What's happening? Pop Ritter's like, I got no clue, man. Blue Chew and the Bourbon Cream? Weren't they a band in the 60s? They toured with Vanilla Fudge. Blending and wilding out. Yeah. Who's Blue Chew? We know who's the cream. Or the creamer. Let's move on. They played Summertime Blues. Yeah. Doing the pour over. The funny thing about that, Jake, is the truly unfortunate part about that is that it would make it impossible to search for that band anywhere. Like you go on YouTube and you're like, I want to look up this band, Viagra. And it's like just thousands of search results for Viagra commercials and not a single song. You did cross paths with Whiskey Mutant. I actually told the story earlier. And I'm quite sad that I didn't get to see him. No, it's all right. Viagra was hardcore. Not much substance, but very sustainable. Yeah. Missed y'all too. They were also great for heart problems. You know what? Even when a Knob Creek pick is not great, still does pretty good as a pour over. They chose the blue pill for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. My definitive rankings. Classic. Knob Creek single barrel. Surprise. Rare character rye. Because it introduces that minty note, which again I wasn't expecting. If you want extra sweet, give it the old Hamer. And I think avoid the mosh pit at Viagra shows. Yeah, I know what I said. What's the most drunk you've ever gotten on stream? Not this, because I'm not. I've been pretty chopped on stream before, though. Y'all ever heard of the Hammer Maker? I've really toned down the amount that I drink on stream. There was a time where it was just kind of a free for all. But those days are long gone. I jump on and it takes a terrible turn. Things are great. ECBP flights for sure. Those tend to get a little out of hand. Booker's flights. Basically anything that's like barrel proof. Like and not just barrel proof, but like the upper echelon. What's sad is we are not drunk. I don't think that's what's sad. We're simply liquefied. I read that as qualified first. It has been chaos. I'm very sober. No, we're not that drunk. Mash and Drum had the best drunk stream, barrel proof stream. Best drunk stream, barrel proof stream. He fell on camera. That was something. There was also my there was also this stream. Where is it? No, I don't want you to play yet. I gotta find the right moment. This was not okay. This was from way back in 2020.
Oh, Matt,
do you know your name?
I do.
Oh, good.
I have 2 words: protein and carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Also good.
And liquid IV.
Also good. This is 23-year grain crew Glenfiddich.
Interesting. So next super chat comes from Dustin Whitaker, good buddy of the show. He said, "To my brother in bourbon, we're gonna live forever." Yes, we are, unless the corona gets
Cheers.
us.
No, we'll be all right. We're all drinking over 120. Is anyone drinking under 120? If you need to, pour yourself a glass of 120. You will be okay.
We're fine.
Yeah. I actually have a story on this, and I'm not going to go there. But if you check out our live, I've been exposed. I'm on day number 9 now. 10, 11. No, I'm on 11. 12? I don't even remember the day number I'm on.
So this was the very first week of like shutdown of Corona back in the pandemic. And I had organized like a day of live streams for content creators, whiskey tubers. And Matt here Whiskey Crusaders, was starting to feel it quite a bit. And if you listen closely, his wife starts to COVID, not Corona, sorry. Starts to get quite upset.
I was in New York City last 2 weeks ago.
It's time to get off. You're drunk? I don't care. Get off. You're drunk.
Whoa, I hear me.
Get off.
Nope.
We're fine.
No, it's time to get off. Come on, it's time to get off.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
139.6. Brian, what is that?
Well, just,
And then he was gone. It was phenomenal. I remember this episode very well. Jefferson's has experimental. What are you talking about? Well, I don't understand what this is. It's from Jefferson's? Why did you send me this right now? Okay. That's Aaron. I haven't lost it, and I missed them too. Yeah. If you fell so much rare whiskey on that floor, would be damaged. This stream is getting hard to watch. I need to erect my camera for a Zoom Belmore tasting with some other folks. If the tasting lasts more than 4 hours, I'll call you penis. Top right was Sam without Bobby. Yeah. And now it's all Sam without Bobby. And Bobby without Sam. To experiment wood? Okay. I'm still a little confused. Oh, the final ranking, by the way. Turkey 101 with the Reese's is just very good. Just a very solid pour. During COVID, I had at least one shot of something 120 plus every day for freaking weeks, and I never was sick. 2 years later, I see Pearl Jam in Nashville, and I was such a dog. Was sick as a dog without 120. Had to take that Knob Creek with you. It's a good bottle of Turkey 101. Yeah, Sam was up top, but Aaron was talking. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how many whiskey channels have come and gone. Did Bourbon Blind retire? Bourbon Blind did retire. Actually, it's funny you say that because the glass that I'm drinking out of for the Turkey 101 is a Bourbon Blind glass. Their community is still around. Bourbon Sane is back, yeah. You got people like me who have just powered through. Like, I've taken time off from live streams from time to time, but no, I'm Bourbon Blind now. That is true. But it is crazy just how many Whiskey Tube, whiskey podcasts have come and gone. I mean, really since I've been around over the past 8 years, but especially since the pandemic. It blows me away. Yeah, the likes. They used to stream right after me on Thursdays, I think. I don't remember. I can't even remember everybody. Perry, you have 6 minutes. I need to still cycle 2 totes. Do y'all Jesus. Do y'all know you could play Pac-Man on the Google homepage right now? And it's spooky themed. Sending a copyright strike your way. Spooky theme, they've always been ghosts. That is such a good point. But what is Pac-Man though? Just a strange little creature. Hey, listen to how loud I can get for 35 seconds. Hey man, you told me I had to kill 6 minutes. I am really bummed about that that wilderness trail. And if you think I'm not going to get out of here and play some Pac-Man, you're wrong. Speaking of, though, let's go ahead and get out of here, folks. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. It's been a fun night. Pac-Man is Leonard Nimoy. Thank you for following Previ on Twitch. Sorry that you're in at the end of the stream, but thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. I'll be back here next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, just as always. Thank you all so much, as always, for being here. I will see you next week. Have a great week. Go listen to this week's episode of the podcast if you haven't done so already. See you real soon. Until next time, I am Perry. This is 10-Bit Live. Bye.